getting your grocery budget under control. I know that everybody and their mother has decided that we are in the middle of holiday season, and we kind of are. But honestly, we can talk all the holiday deals all the time, and I have no doubt some of you will ask questions. That's a-okay. But one of the big things right now, too, is trying to keep ahead of inflation, trying to keep ahead of your own personal budget. And going into the holidays, if that's where we're going to be, this is a great time to try to get your groceries maybe even a little more tight than you would normally even like. Just think about the extra money there. Let's say for 1 month, we're going to tighten down extra things that we bring home. How much that little bit each time is going to add in and help your budget overall. It's pretty sweet. And if there is a time that if you kind of see the goal, right? The goal is right there in front of you. If we could just save a little bit more, that helps Christmas, that helps Thanksgiving, whatever those big things are that you want during the upcoming months. Look at it that way. So this upcoming month, we're literally a month away from Thanksgiving, guys. So this month before Thanksgiving, putting these weeks to use, knocking out the things that we can when we're in the grocery store, not bringing home everything we want. I know it's hard. Save those wants for all of your holiday food cravings after Thanksgiving. Let's just get us to Thanksgiving on a tight grocery budget if we can, and save that extra bit. Maybe you're going to find it's not so hard to stay there. It's really not. Once you learn how to do it, it's not. Now, I'm not approaching tonight with the concept that we need to all be cutting coupons, because that's there. And y'all know it's there. We all come up with excuses as to why we don't want to do that side. So that's not where I want to go here. I really want to hit on just some simple things that you can be doing to try to spend less on groceries, which may not feel very doable right now. I know that everyone's grocery bill is higher than it was this time last year in a lot of different categories. But that's another reason that we can be tightening the belt down and seeing what we can remove that we're coming home with that we don't have to have, so that we have enough money to get the things we do have to have. However we're going to look at this, whether it's just meeting the regular budget, whether it's getting some extra money saved for other purchases, it's a great topic. So that's why I decided we would talk about tonight. I am 100% okay with any other questions, though, that are on or off topic. So ask away in the comments, and I will answer them. My husband will answer them. Between the two of us, hopefully I will give you an answer. But I know lots of other folks will too. So that's the joy of you guys every Monday night, is that we kind of create our own little Q&A with everybody helping everybody out. So thanks for all of you who join me on a regular basis too. And hello, Bridget from Jacksonville, and folks from all over, Michelle in Texas. It's good to see you guys this week. And Lily, let's not have a take on the new Walgreens ad. Not really sure where Walgreens decided to go, but yeah, we'll go there tomorrow, Lily. Not a fan of all the things that Walgreens is doing to me. I feel like it's personal. It made my week much harder. Thanks, Walgreens. Okay, to jump in on things that I have for you guys, and please feel free to ask any questions. So what I would love to know is, grocery-wise, what area of your budget do you feel like has been the most affected? So for me, I feel like it's meat. Meat has really, really made an impact in what we're spending on our weekly budget, and trying to get our budget to stay where it normally is. I've had to get a little creative with how I normally grab meat. One of those being, I've become like this crazy meat clearance, like junkie almost, and going to a particular Lowe's Foods like a couple times a week just to see what they have, so that I can keep our meat stocked. So I have an extra freezer in the garage. Having that extra freezer space is huge for our family of 7 to be able to put meat away. But that's one area where I feel like we've been affected the most. But I would love to know for you guys, is there some other area? I mean, meat definitely, I know for all of us is probably one, but is there another area that you feel your budget's getting hit hard with, and maybe we can help? Maybe I have some tips for that particular area, and I'll try to hit meat too tonight and a little bit more on what we're doing for meat. Teresa's chiming in and saying Kroger's a great place for clearance meat, and honestly, a lot of grocery stores are, except Publix. So I love Publix, y'all know that, but Publix does not do meat clearance, so don't even go looking there. But a lot of grocery stores do. So in terms of meat clearance, one thing to hit on, since we're there, is to realize that a lot of stores have a particular day that is their markdown day, and it never hurts to ask. So if you are in that area all the time, that is your store, just ask the guy in the meat department, hey, is there a day of the week or even a time of the day that you regularly do a scan for marking down clearance meat, and find out and be there so that you can be first dibs on what is clearance. I mean, I have had some folks, I think, that have seen me in Lowe's Foods and I'm like, that lady just bought it all, and that's not very nice. But if I'm gonna walk up and find ground beef for $2, I'm sorry, first dibs. It's mine. And that's the case for anyone else that wants to, put that effort in there to find out when those clearance deals are so that you can be there. Now, not every store has it down to, the hour, but it could be, we tend to get a meat truck in on Monday, and so we tend to clearance all of our meat on Sunday night, or we clearance it on Monday morning. A lot of times it has to do with that meat truck. So if the guy that you're asking in the meat department says, I don't know, then your next question is, well, what day of the week do you guys get a meat truck or get a lot of meat items? Sometimes there's meat on every truck, but typically there's one truck of the week that has a bulk of the meat that they're gonna get for the week. Just figure out that day, because the clearance is either gonna be the day before or it's gonna be that morning. I mean, that's basically how this works. So even if that particular guy doesn't give you the answer on the day for clearance, hopefully the meat truck question will get you what you need to know when to be back to hit some of the great clearance deals for meat. Remember, with clearance meat deals, you need to put those up today in the freezer. So do not ever buy clearance meat and leave it in the fridge beyond like an hour. It doesn't even go in our fridge. It immediately gets put on the counter and the vacuum sealer gets hauled out. It is going in the freezer unless we eat it that day, which in our house, because I do a lot of our shopping on Wednesday and I'm walking stores, we've now started calling Wednesday Lowe's Foods Clearance Meat Day. And I don't even plan something for dinner. It is literally whatever the clearance meat is that I come home with. It's already thawed. I don't have to, thaw it out. I don't have to wait. It's just have a veggie ready to go with whatever meat you walk in the door with. Hopefully, that's claiming success before we even get to the store, but lately that has been the case with this particular Lowe's Food. So I'm very content to stick with Wednesday not having a meal plan in our house. But hopefully that helps. Might be a little bit more on meat clearance tips than you needed, but grabbing as much as you can on clearance is a massive way. Now, one tip when it comes to clearance and meat, and this is like the negative side, is that just because it has a tag on it does not mean that it is a deal for whatever you would have purchased. So don't just automatically start grabbing anything clearance. You do need to have kind of in your brain, what is the price that I normally pay for this? Because if they mark down grass-fed organic beef, even at its markdown price, it still may be way more than I would want to pay for ground beef. Now, if you love organic grass-fed beef, then you're going to be all over that. And for me, I'm just looking for cheap protein to put in kids. And we don't look at the labels that much when it comes to organic, grass-fed, happy, this cow has read bedtime stories. That does not apply right now in my household with 5 kids. And I, can have mama guilt for that my whole life. We're not going to go there. It's about giving your kids a healthy meal with, a balanced diet, and you're putting food on the table that you can afford to put on the table. So I'm going to go there. But I do want you to realize that you still need to have a mindset of, you know what, I don't want to pay more than this per pound, so that I'm not getting caught by that clearance tag and forgetting to do the price out per pound, because that clearance tag's not going to show you that. Clearance tag's just going to show you a general price. And then you need to remember, wait a second. Okay, this is $7, but this is only 1 pound of chicken. You would never want to pay $7 for a pound of chicken. So you need to look, what is the actual amount of meat in this package? Grab your calculator if you need to. Most phones have them. And do that math so that you know really what am I paying per pound, and is this a good price, before you just jump on every clearance tag that is out there. Just to state the obvious, but we've stated it so that we don't need to all just be tag happy and going every single place just for the stickers if we can. Okay, so a lot there on meat. One other thing, since we're on the meat category, to help, this isn't getting you the deal in the grocery store, but I do want to encourage you, when you're thinking about what's for dinner, I would encourage you, great meals for the fall are comfort food meals, but comfort food meals are also perfect type meals, our casseroles, our soups for stretching meat. I'm not giving everyone at the table a 4-ounce serving of chicken. I'm giving you soup, and it's got chicken in it, but it has other things in it too. And so as you're pondering, how do I save money on meat? Part of that needs to be pondering, what meals am I cooking? Am I sitting here and giving everyone a chicken breast? That's going to get really pricey. Or could I make casseroles and use 3 chicken breasts for 6 people rather than 3 chicken breasts for 3 people? You get where we're going here. So it's thinking about your meals in general and trying to use your meat in a wiser way by planning meals that stretch that meat. Another way to stretch that meat, throwing in beans, guys. So we eat a lot of Mexican in our house. Tacos makes everyone happy. And honestly, around here, if I ask folks on their birthday, what do you want for dinner? Tacos is always on the list. So we're just going to stick with it being a favorite food for everyone. But a great way to stretch that is adding in pinto beans in with your hamburger meat, not as a separate part. Now this one I have to give credit to my mother-in-law. She had 4 kiddos, and so this kind of came along with my husband. But refried beans were automatically added to the meat. So 1 pound of ground beef and a can of refried beans all mixed together in the same skillet. So you don't get to be picky. It's part of your meal. Guys, I don't even like refried beans, but I'll do it because it is stretching out, and it doesn't taste as much like refried beans when it's mixed in with the meat. I'm okay with it. It's really a texture issue on my part. But stretch it out. Get them used to it. If you're not going to go refried beans, pinto beans, but mixed in with the meat, because that's going to decrease the amount of meat that each person's taking as well. So huge way to stretch your budget. Grab the clearance meat, but you're stretching the clearance meat even further by being able to use a smaller portion to feed your entire family. So it's getting creative with the meals that we plan. We're not going to sit down and have steak night. I actually can't remember the last time we had steak night. It actually might have been for my mama's birthday a few weeks ago. But meat is so expensive that meal is not really on the meal plan, even though it might break my husband's heart. Maybe I'll find him some clearance steak soon, but it's a super expensive meal. You're going to be looking for meals to add your meat into, but that your meat is not a standalone. So that's really my encouragement here, having that mindset when you're planning what's for dinner, because that right there is already saving you a chunk of money and helping you keep your meat stash in the freezer and not feeding it to all the people. It's like when you bring home snacks and they devour the snacks within 2 days. This time we're trying to lock away the meat and we're trying to keep folks from devouring our meat. It's kind of become this priceless treasure. So the way you plan your meals is going to have a really good point with that too. Wendy's chiming in and saying taco soup, and she loves it, and it's just as good meatless. I agree, Wendy. Now, we make a keto version, so you need your meat. You can't even put your beans in there, but you could definitely do a taco soup that was meatless. Another one, too, is to think about what types of meat you're using. So, I should have just made this whole one, saving on meat, but it is the largest part that a lot of us are dealing with. So if I'm going to do a casserole, if I'm going to do a soup, that really doesn't have to be chicken breast. Chicken breast is the most expensive portion of a chicken. It could be chicken thighs. It could be chicken legs. You're just using the meat here. So go for the cheaper side versus the boneless, skinless chicken breast. And you will find some cheaper cuts of meat as well when we're dealing with other meats that are out there. So we're not going for that high-end ribeye steak. Even if we want steak, let's go London Broil, which is a bigger piece, and let's slice it up. But thinking about what the cut of meat is going to help, all the way around. So lots of things there, but hopefully this helps too. Rose is mentioning ground turkey and egg rolls in a bowl and doing lots and lots of cabbage. So you're stretching your turkey with your cabbage, which is great. Cabbage is super cheap, so I love that one. I also love a good egg roll, so that might want your recipe there, Rose. That sounds delicious. But lots of great ideas, guys. So let me jump to a few questions here. Kind of just kept on going there. Karen, off-topic question says, today at Walgreens, I got 2 register rewards that say manufacturers and one that says store. Is there any difference? No, all register rewards are really are really manufacturer's coupons. So it may say a store coupon on it. It's still going to act as a manufacturer's coupon. So you've got to make sure that you're using it as a manufacturer's coupon. So in terms of the things that I'm seeing a lot of folks mentioning, it's meat, it's dairy, and cleaning products still being really high for folks. So we'll try to hit all 3 of those categories. We've definitely hit meat for a while. Gina asking, what printer is best economically for coupons that will last a really long time? So Gina, hands down, I am a Brother printer kind of girl. Brother makes a black and white laser printer. Look for a model number that's a 2370 or higher. They're all great. Even their printer, scanner, faxers, they're all great. They take toner cartridges, not ink, and those toner cartridges, there are a ton of off-brands that you can grab. We get ours from Amazon. They make a high-yield toner cartridge that will print between 1,500 and 2,000 pages between refills, and the thing only costs like 15 bucks. So pretty sweet. We refill ours maybe once a year, and I got kiddos printing papers and schoolwork and coupons, so it's going to be great. So in terms of deals, there are not a lot of deals on the printer itself. You will find some refurbished models, so keep an eye on Staples and Walmart lately for those refurbished models, but it's worth paying for the printer because when it comes to refills, you're basically going to pay nothing every year. One refill, and you're going to be good to go. Lily, I think I told you guys that I would work on a meat stock up list, and I did not get around to it. And honestly, prices are changing so fast now that I don't know that if I made one today, it would even still be accurate in a month. What I would say for meat is really for you to kind of walk through, to look at the sale ads in your area, to walk through your meat department and kind of get an idea of some basic cuts. How low are you seeing hamburger, chicken breast, chicken thighs, and chicken legs? Kind of put those together because a lot of times their sale is together. Bacon and pork, if you purchase it. It's rare here. My husband's loves barbecue, but not like a pork tenderloin or pork chop kind of guy. So I rarely purchase pork, but kind of getting the price of those 5 items and just cementing them into your head as to, okay, this is what I want it to hit. Potentially being ready for that price to continue to change. And the reason I'm saying it that way in your area is that I know that we have folks that are on a lot of Monday nights with me that are, in California, moving even more west than me. Now, I'm in South Carolina. You can't get much more east than me, but more west, the prices on meat continue to go up as you cross the country. So if you're in that boat, I could give you I'm lately on clearance getting ground beef, 80% lean ground beef at around $2 a pound. That's the clearance price, which I love. I will gladly take that. The regular price for 80% ground beef is probably $3.99 a pound still. That's just regular sale price for 80% lean ground beef. But if we were to compare that regular price to the California price, it's not even comparable. So it does need to be what your area is seeing on those items, and then you kind of have just those 5 prices. So again, it's ground beef, chicken breast, chicken thighs and legs, bacon, that gets its own category, guys, and then pork, whether that's pork tenderloins or pork chops. The loins tend to always be cheaper than the chops. Go home and be your own butcher. Grab a half pork tenderloin or a whole pork tenderloin and cut it into your own pork chops. It's the same thing versus paying for the cut up pork chops, because we do see good sales on pork tenderloins, and you will get just a much better price that way. So let's see. So keeping on going, Sylvia, her local grocery store, HEB, has discounts on meat every morning. You just need to get to the store when it opens at 6 a.m. and stock up. It's usually all gone by mid-morning. So that is truly an early bird gets the worm there. But that's awesome to know. Got to set your alarm in her world, and I guess anyone that has an HEB to get those best deals. So honestly, Walmart clearance, the app has changed. The barcode scanner doesn't work the same. It is not an easy one. If you are a Walmart shopper, you could check BrickSeek. I don't know if you've tried that site. It's not always accurate on supply. So it will show the price in the store, but it won't always show you the right quantity that is left in that store, Jess. This again is for Walmart. A BrickSeek also covers Target and a few other stores for clearance and for markdown, just to see what's in stock. So that would be before you even left the house. Beyond that, I'm not 100% sure of other ways to do it other than just getting a price check at the register. And it's okay to be that person. Like, hey, I just want price checks on these, and if they're good, I'm going to get them. But if they're not good, I'm not going to get them. It's not the most loved way to do it, but that way you did get a deal if it was, and you didn't if it wasn't. And Jenny, suggestions on a brand for vacuum sealers for food. So we have 2 food savers. It's a long story. We've had them for a number of years, and I love Food Saver. We've never tried a different brand, but I do know some other folks have. So if you have a brand that's not a Food Saver, and you love it, I'd love for you to stick that in the comments, and maybe Jenny will be able to see those comments come through and help her out for other brands. Food Saver, thankfully, directly, like go to foodsaver.com, they have been running sales. And the fact that they're back with sales gives me some hope for Black Friday. So if you're looking for a brand, I may encourage you to just wait, potentially even pre-Black Friday, since that's what everyone's doing. We've seen 30%. We'll probably see even upwards of 40 to 50% as we get closer to the holidays. So foodsaver.com, they offer free shipping all the time. And you probably will get a much better price directly from them than you would get in a local store. So at least consider that one before you head off and look at some other brands too. Is there a best month to purchase a printer? Gina, pre-COVID, I would have said back to school sales to grab a printer. Post-COVID, we still really haven't seen printer sales since everybody came home. So we had a whole bunch of people rush out and buy all the printers. None of the printer companies had any left in stock. And then we're dealing with chip shortages. So printers are still kind of in this limbo mode that there is no sale window and there really is no sale. So if you need one, it's just kind of grabbing one because you don't want to wait until next August hoping that printer sales are back around. Best food containers for bulk rice and beans. So Stacy, how bulk are we going? So if I don't know if I could show you the mess here. My husband won't like it. But literally, oh, you can't see it. It's kind of dark. There we go. You see the white bucket? Woo, where are we going? This is really hard to do, guys. Come on, white bucket. He's disappearing. Maybe it's because there we go. White bucket right there behind me. That's our bulk food storage. It is a huge white, 5-gallon bucket. We have rice in one. And we have flour in another one because for a long time, my husband was on a kick of making sourdough bread. Thankfully, he's been a little busy for that lately because that just wasn't so great for all of our diets, but it was delicious. So you can go 5-gallon bucket with the spin on and spin off lids, and I'll let him stick that in the comments because they have their own name and I don't remember what they're called. We've gotten a lot of ours from Tractor Supply. They also sell them on Amazon, so you can go super bulk if you want to. If you don't want to go super bulk, honestly, a lot of the airtight containers that are on Amazon will work just fine. OXO is probably your name brand container. Right now, Macy's, I think, has a set of 3 large ones for $24.99. So you could go Macy's if you wanted. For OXO or OXO, who knows? I don't know if you're supposed to say it as a word or if it's their initials. Gamma lids, that's what my husband is saying. So it's a lid that fits on the 5-gallon bucket and it gives it a spin, open off top. GAMMA for gamma lids. So if you really want to go bulk, you can. So for us, we get rice from our local restaurant supply store. It's like a 50-pound bag of rice, and it goes in that 5-gallon bucket. We got rice for a really long time. That might be a little bit more bulk than you're wanting, but that is a great container and very cheap compared to some of the others, though you have to be cool with it just living right there. It's okay. It's life. Nadine, great question. Can soup be made with canned chicken? Yes, it can. And casseroles can be made with canned chicken. With the soup and canned chicken, I would recommend that you start with a chicken broth for extra flavor. And I would also recommend, it's really up to you on taste, but that you actually add the chicken towards the end of cooking. So go ahead and cook the soup in the broth with veggies, with everything else that you want. And kind of like you would add your pasta towards the end on like a chicken noodle soup, you would actually add your canned chicken towards the end too, so that it doesn't just completely disintegrate in your soup. It's already been cooked for a while in its canned form. That's going to help it stretch a little bit better. And last, have like a better consistency in your soup if you add it towards the end of your soup's cooking time. The stock is going to help give everything a great flavor as if you cooked your chicken with it the whole time. So just doing it with chicken broth and not a water base, but canned chicken is going to work great. Let's see. So, and Michelle's saying, check with your local restaurants for food grade buckets. So if you're going to go with the buckets, you could do that too. Getting the food grade buckets in your gamma lids. And yes, so great comment there too. You can split that 50-pound bag of rice or beans with a friend, and it is crazy cheap to buy that 50-pound bag. That's kind of why we do it. It lasts us a very long time. We are not eating rice breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I promise. But that 50-pound bag, it actually probably lasts us about a year. I take it from the 5-gallon bucket, and we actually have an old school Tupperware container, the kind where you use your elbow and it sucks in. That's our normal go-to for rice. And then when that's empty, we just refill it from the 5-gallon bucket. So we're not always going in the 5-gallon buckets, but they are our bulk storage just to keep bugs out of them, make it super easy. Okay, just making sure I'm not missing anybody's questions here. Homestead and Crazy says her Publix gives away icing buckets. They're not 5 gallons, they're smaller, but they do give away those icing buckets. Okay, to keep moving on some other tips, we've hit a lot of great tips on meat. Just to hit a few others, one of my tips for meat was to plan your meals where they work better to stretch your meats. So soups and casseroles to stretch your meats. But honestly, just a basic grocery budget cut is meal planning. So if you are not meal planning, I'm not asking you to cut a coupon here, though I think you should. But if you're at least not sitting down and planning out a meal, that is keeping you from having a very short grocery list. Because if I don't have a plan of what we're going to eat, I'm going to end up leaving the store with things I didn't actually use this week. Now, it's one thing if you bought them on sale. That's the goal, to buy it when it's on sale and not have to buy it when it's not on sale. But if I'm going in and I'm just grabbing things because I don't really know what I'm going to eat this week, I am going to pay more when I go to check out than I would if I went in with a specific plan to get specifically what I needed for this week's meals. It's just the honest truth. It doesn't mean you like hearing it, but it is the truth. So coming up with a basic meal plan, and this does not have to be super fancy. It can just be you're planning rice, a veggie, and a meat. Very basic meals. No one is going to think badly for you. It's your family. It's what your family wants to eat. Our meal plan, it's rare that we throw a brand new recipe on there, especially lately. We are sticking with the basics. We are kind of surviving over here. Life's just kind of gotten crazy. That's the fall in general with kids, and everybody's got somewhere to be and things going on. So you go back to the basics in a sense. You take that off your plate. Go simple, but it makes shopping easy and it makes cooking easy because everybody knows what we're doing. Nothing is new, nothing is scary, but when it comes to go shopping, nothing is new or scary either. So I'm not trying to throw in something that isn't going to be on sale just because we want to try something new. That's just not the time right now. Not a great way to stay on budget, throwing in ingredients for unique and fun recipes that those ingredients aren't on sale. It's just you wanting to make something that costs a little bit more money. So make a meal plan, but keeping it simple is a great way to cut your grocery budget across the board. Of course, following the sales where you can. So if you are new around here, if you head to southernsavers.com, use the item search, guys. This is right here. It's the big blue button. If you're on the home page, there's even the ability to search right there on the sidebar. I've already got the page pulled up, but you can literally search across all the stores in your area. I have it set to the stores that I am willing to go to. You can have it check all of them. I don't care. But I can use this to find out if I need something right now, where is the lowest price for something that I need? But you can also use this to find out what is a good price for what I'm looking for. So a lot of you mentioned cleaning supplies, and I don't know the cleaning supplies that you're needing, but if you're needing dish soap, if you're needing laundry detergent, then come in here and type in laundry detergent. And don't go brand specific because brands cost you money. Go basic if you want to. Just dish soap and see what it returns. Just laundry detergent and see what your options are. And honestly, some of your best options are at the drugstores. So not saying that you have to shop at drugstore, but some significant deals to do that. So Walgreens, for example, right all month at Walgreens, really, not just right now, but now through after Thanksgiving, you can walk out the door with Palmolive dish soap for $1.24 for the 20-ounce bottle. You can get all detergent, Purex detergent, $1.50 this week at Walgreens as well. Paper goods, Walgreens is probably going to win there too for a lot of folks with their ongoing Scott Comfort Plus paper or toilet paper and their Scott paper towel deals. Target gift card deals is another one, guys. So with Target, and when they run their gift card deals, that include everything. So that's not what they're running right now, but we do see usually every 6 weeks, Target will run a $15 gift card with any $50 purchase of household cleaning supplies. And when they run that one, not only is it a really great value, but when they run that one, it's literally the entire cleaning department. So their normal gift card deal is kind of exclusive. It's usually just P&G brands with a couple other things scattered in like Glad trash bags. But when they run their big $15 gift card with any $50 purchase one, it really is the entire cleaning department with some exceptions. And those exceptions are really minor and probably not things you wanted anyway. Those tend to be our times for grabbing things that we don't normally see on sale. One of those being glass cleaner. The whole world, I don't know, if you're a couponer, it's hard to find a deal on glass cleaner. We find deals on everything else, it feels like, but glass cleaner. So that's when you kind of are going to save some of those items to throw in on that buy $50 before coupons Not saying you have to coupon, but you could bring that $50 purchase down lower and you're still going to get the $15 Target gift card. That's probably the sale that I would wait for on your trickier ones, the things we're not seeing sales on a regular basis. That's where I would go for a lot of those. Now we see a lot of multi-purpose cleaner. So we see a lot of Pine Sol, Fabuloso, any of those, even Lysol's lately, back on sale with some coupons. It's glass cleaner is the one that I can't even tell you. Last time I typed it up, we just don't see a ton of deals on it. And some other things that are more specific that would be in that category. And Susan, yes. So Susan says she cleans her glass with vinegar. Hands down. That's where, I feel like we've gotten there here lately too. Not a lot of deals on regular old Windex, so just go with the basics, which is just straight vinegar, white vinegar, white distilled vinegar. Any of those will work great. Wouldn't go apple cider, guys. Probably not a good idea. But that is your go-to, easy, homemade, one product cleans your glass. Okay. So hopefully on cleaning, that's a little bit of a help there. Target gift card deals are all great, but the 15 on a 50 is the best. And our drugstore deals. And also, guys, the deals that I just mentioned, even in Walgreens, the all detergent, the Purex detergent, the toilet paper and the paper towel deals, those are not even using rewards. Those are just sale prices with digital coupons. So all you need is the Walgreens app. So as a segue there, I know that you may not want to deal with coupons. My Aldi folks, that's why you shop at Aldi, right? So you have no guilt whatsoever. You feel like you got the lowest price and I didn't have to deal with coupons. But if you're gonna leave Aldi and you're gonna go somewhere else, you should have the store's digital app because so many of these stores have a ton of store coupons that you could be using just by scanning the barcode in the store. So Walgreens, for example, if I open up the Walgreens app and I click that little magnifying glass, once I click the magnifying glass, I get a little barcode right up there in the search box, and I can scan the barcode of any product in the store, and it's going to automatically return whatever coupons would apply to that product. So I'm just going to show you one here. This is one that I scanned yesterday. So it's our Scott Comfort Plus. I can see that he's on sale for $5, but if I scroll down, I will see any of the store coupons that are available for that product. So that's all you have to do is just immediately scroll down, load any of the digital coupons that pop in, and you're good to go. So, just so you're seeing kind of how simple that is. And there, even that one for right now is acting up a tad, but it's usually that simple. So you're going to just click on the product, click the barcode scanner, good to go. Walgreens, Kroger, Target, so many stores, CVS have a barcode scanner. So all you need is the store app and you are set to load all of those digital coupons. And it can't get any simpler than that. Now, in most of these stores, those digital coupons are going to apply one time. So if I'm trying to buy 3 or 4 of it, it doesn't mean it's always going to come off 3 or 4 times, but it is an extra savings on at least one of them. Literally could be assigned to a child. So if you're shopping with a kiddo or a husband, or the husband is shopping and you're shopping with a wife, assign whoever's with you the job of scanning the barcodes on things that go in the buggy. Their job is to be the extra saver for the family, and your job is to shop. And together, you guys are a team, and you're going to knock off some pretty easy savings versus missing all those deals because you didn't want to be bothered by it. Yeah, it's great to shop the sales, but you're missing the other half of the equation when it's that simple, and it just takes a barcode scanner. So please use your store apps. They're your friends. We're not even going to go into the other ones, but it is a huge help. And Debbie says, does Kroger show you on scanning a barcode? I know that Publix doesn't, Debbie, and I haven't in the past, I haven't had issues with Kroger not wanting to. I only have my sparkling water here, so I don't have a great way to go. Let's see. I'm going to try one and just see if searching. a product gives me a coupon or not. I'm not sure, Debbie. You'll have to do some playing around with that one. I'm not always in Kroger, but I do know when it comes to their savings side, you'll see view all coupons, and you are at least able to search across coupons. So when you're in the coupons category, you can at least search the coupons. If that's all you do is just typing it in quickly versus the barcode scanner, just living under the coupons tab or the savings tab and then coupons so that you can catch any of those in Kroger. Is still better than nothing if that's the way that you can go. Okay, so to keep us moving, I'm not going to force you to use any others, but at least some digital coupons. They aren't going to hurt you, but it is going to be a great way to make some cuts to save a little bit here and there that you weren't planning on. Now, one other area here, and I won't be in the store on your shoulder to, try to convince you or to help you stay strong on this one, but I would encourage you to really ponder, just give yourself a month. I'm not saying forever, just a month of what is a necessity and what isn't. And so in this house, it's pretty rare for mama to bring home juice. It used to be a regular, but as things have gotten more expensive, juice is really off the list. So my kids get crazy excited if a bottle of juice does come in the house. But honestly, no one's really batted an eye at the fact that your options are milk or water. No one has. And even milk lately, I feel like might start rationing that guy too down. But I'm okay. If you're choosing milk, milk's it's not a horrible thing to choose. So no one said a word. Yes, we cheer when the juice is here. But no one is complaining that it's not an option either. So they will get used to it, I promise. So juice boxes. Your kiddos can pack a bottle of water for school or for an event. Water's, if they're headed to a sports game anyway, it's better all the way around. So no juice. It's off the list. Another one, this one's hard, desserts. They're not a requirement to life. Now, they may be a requirement to like mama's sanity. So if that's the case, hide it in the bottom of the freezer drawer under broccoli. That's a really safe place to put it, actually. But you're not going to tap into that very often, but no one else needs it either. So ice creams, popsicles, those become pretty low on the list when the goal here is to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Snacks. Going away from anything pre-portioned. I'm not saying you can't have snacks, but let's think about what's a snack that's going to fill them up where they're less likely to just keep on eating. So go with fruit, which is expensive, but when you eat the apple, you have eaten the apple and you don't move on to eating the entire bag of apples. You stop at the end of that piece of fruit. Grapes, not the case. So individual fruits, it really does help significantly. So grapes are off, but apples, oranges, the little tiny oranges, those are great for snack items. Even bananas, which is the cheapest fruit you're going to find, great because they eat one banana and they stop, hopefully. But less likely going to happen with a bag of grapes or a container of strawberries or blackberries. Those are dangerous. I love berries, but they're dangerous because the kiddos end up devouring the whole container of strawberries in one sitting. Like, guys, this could have lasted a couple days. But that's not how we think about it. It's just a food that you keep on eating without thinking about it. So think about your snacks and what are snacks that naturally make you stop. You've eaten it and you're done. Some of that might be that you pre-portion your own snacks. So pre-portioned snacks are expensive. I can get an entire 16-ounce bag, which is a pound, of pretzels for $1.50. Or I can buy 9 little pre-portioned bags that don't even equal a pound for $4. That's crazy expensive. So get that bag of pretzels and put them in your own Ziploc bags. Assign it to a kid. Hey, pre-portion these out. Everybody gets whatever the serving size is on the bag. It's a good thing to teach your kids and yourself what a serving size looks like. So everybody gets that in the bag automatically, and that will stop them too. So you're making your own pre-portioned snacks versus buying them but it's going to keep them from eating the entire bag of pretzels as well. Also focusing on those snacks that are the cheapest when we're going there. So if you're going to go with those salty kind of snacks, pretzels actually are significantly cheaper than a lot of the other items that we grab. So just to throw that one out there too. Nadine, great comment too. So Nature Valley, like granola bars, things that will fill them up much more than some of these just filler snacks. Filler snacks don't fill. They are just like fluff, basically. So your potato chips and even your pretzels, but your granola bars are much more weightier. They do fill you up, and we have seen some crazy good prices on Nature Valley and on Quaker, for that matter. Quaker's been buy one get one at Publix. So all of those apples and peanut butter parish, that is my go-to snack. It just has to be crunchy peanut butter, but I could eat it every afternoon, happy as a lark. Okay, how can we get Ibotta rebates from Kroger pickup orders? I no longer get receipts with pickup orders. So Amanda, that's a great question. With Ibotta and Kroger, there is no way to link your accounts. I've seen some folks mention that they have printed out their receipt and taken pictures of it. You could, I'll mess around with it too, Amanda, and see what I can find for you and just see with other folks' tips, what they've said. Because there is no linked account, it doesn't really make it super easy to do that on a pickup order. It may be that you end up kind of, I don't know, you end up going in the store for some of your Ibotta offers and shopping your pickup orders for everything else, which isn't what you want to hear. But that might be the easier option if it won't take that printed receipt from home of your order summary. Sometimes it will. So that might be where you try to. Okay, to keep going, sorry guys, trying to make sure I don't miss everybody's questions. Do I have menus on the website? Yes, Christine, we do. So if you head to Southern Savers and you are on the main site right here under Frugal Living, 3 down is menu plans. So you will find all sorts of meal plans there. You will also find under grocery stores on the flyout Publix right here for meal plans, and Kroger has meal plans on their options. So we actually specifically make a meal plan that goes along this week with the sales running in Publix, and a meal plan that goes along with Kroger. I also make a month-long meal plan each month. So we're about to, that'll go up this Thursday. So you'll see lots of Publix and Kroger because we do it every single week. But if you keep scrolling down, here's October for a month-long meal plan, and we'll be posting the November one on Thursday this week. It's hard to imagine that November starts next week, but I've got the November one ready to go. So we'll have that one up here shortly. Those are free. So just download them, get printable links to any of those recipes, and you're good to go. Buying bread in the store versus making bread in a bread machine when it comes to saving money. So Emily, depends on where you shop. I mean, can you really beat 65 cents a loaf for white bread at Aldi? Probably not. Yes, I just said that. That is the cheapest bread that you can possibly buy. You can take that sentence to mean anything that you'd like. It is the cheapest bread that you can possibly buy. You cannot really make a loaf of bread as cheap as 65 cents in your own bread machine. However, will your bread machine bread compare to the Aldi bread? The Aldi bread, yeah, no comparison whatsoever. Your homemade bread is going to be amazing. Now, your homemade bread versus buy one, get one bread in Publix, it's going to come down to $1.50 a loaf. Potentially, you could make a loaf of bread as cheap as $1.50. It depends on how cheap you're getting your flour. So 50-pound bag of flour, which you will find even in Sam's and Costco. We can get a 50-pound bag of flour as low as like $16. And you're going to use, 3 cups of it, 4 cups of it max. That you can definitely do pretty well on your own bread in a bread machine. I love the idea of a bread machine too, because you're not spending hours of your own time making it. Your time does have a value, so letting the machine make it. Now, I'm not saying to go out and buy a brand new bread machine either, guys, because there are a ton at Goodwills, at Salvation Armies. Everybody wanted one for COVID time. They all went out and they bought them. You couldn't find a bread machine anywhere. Well, they've all given them back up. So you will find them every time I'm in a Goodwill, numerous bread machines lately. This is a great time to grab them. And at like $5 for the machine. Just make sure all the parts are in there. But you will get a great price. And then you're definitely going to come out ahead because you don't have the cost of the machine to make up for in your homemade bread. So you can make bread without a bread machine. I am going to tell you that. My husband would tell you that. All of his sourdough's not made in a bread machine whenever he does get it out. But there's a lot of time that goes into making your own bread. 2 different rises. I can't count the number of nights that I go to bed and he's staying up because the bread's not going to be done with its second rise until like 11:45 at night. So bread machine has its perks for sure. Just not saying you can't do that. But yeah, bread machines are pretty awesome, and $5 ones even better. So Goodwill, Salvation Army, you should just make a stop by one and see. Put it on your Christmas list. I want a bread machine used. Don't let anyone pay full price for it. Okay. Let's see. And Joy, the Walgreens stores in my area have no internet in the stores. The cashier is, can you use the barcode scanner without internet? So for me, I am just using my phone and I don't ever get on the store's internet, Joy. So I guess I'm using my data on that. But I have an unlimited data plan. So I've never really tried, but I would imagine that you cannot. Using the app, you're really on, anytime you're using a mobile app, you're really on a website. You're using a website in a mobile form. So you are going to need access to the internet to be able to do that, whether it's your own data or whether it's the store internet. So I don't know if you're not wanting to use, if you're on a limited data plan and you're not wanting to use your data, I completely understand, but I think you are going to have some kind of internet for that. Okay. Wendy, any tips on getting a great deal on a 5th wheel camper? Wow. Campers are not the cheapest that they could be. They still have stayed high in price. Since COVID, everybody went out and bought a camper. Everybody bought a bread machine. They're getting rid of those, but they're not getting rid of their campers yet. I would probably say keeping an eye on used, hands down, versus brand new on campers. Campers hold their value. They do. It's a good investment. As long as you don't wreck it, it's a good investment. And older campers significantly hold their value. So we bought a camper, Wendy, probably 4 years ago now. I have no doubt that we could walk out and potentially sell it for more than we bought it for 4 years ago. And it's not, the camper is older than all of my children. It's that old. I have 16-year-olds. So, not being afraid of an old camper, you do want to do some significant checking out. As most people who own a camper will tell you, there's only, 2 kinds of campers, I think is the way they put it. Those that have leaked and those that will leak. So as you're hunting for a camper, making sure you're doing your due diligence there. But hands down used. And this is a great time of the year. This is when a lot of folks will try to sell their campers because it's the end of the summer. And they've just decided they didn't use it a lot this year and they want to get it. Okay. Oh, and my husband said he already put that in the comments about the leaks, but it's true. Ours already had a leak when we got it and my husband fixed it. So, that's a huge credit to him on doing all of that work. Sheila, best time to buy a new fridge. So really, if you could, Sheila, it's coming up 2 weeks. That's all you got to hold out for. Veterans Day, I wouldn't actually worry about waiting until Black Friday. Your deals on Veterans Day for appliances will actually be better than Black Friday. They know that a lot of folks aren't really hunting for appliances over Black Friday weekend, but they are right before a major holiday. Just fully understand there's no way that new refrigerator will be delivered by Thanksgiving. They have major backlogs on deliveries. So you're looking, whenever you do buy your refrigerator, at having it actually delivered like 3, maybe 4 weeks later. So just to keep it real for you there, but you are going to get a really great price. Also remember, with Veterans Day 3-day weekend sales and appliances in particular, those sales actually start, it'll be the Veterans Day sale, but it'll be like a week and a half before Veterans Day. They'll run those appliance sales over this huge 2-week window. A week before the holiday, a week after the holiday. You've got a massive window to shop for what you're looking for, but you're there. So you just have to wait basically a week and a half and you'll be set. Raymond, what's my take on gas, paper products, and food? So if you're trying to save on gas, I would recommend using a few different apps. Every gas station has their own gas rewards program, so making sure that you're part of all those programs wherever you're going to stop. Also using the app GetUpside is one that we regularly use to save 10, maybe 15 cents on each gallon that you're grabbing from particular gas stations all over town, and GetUpside works with a lot of them, so it's not one particular brand. Paper products, paper towels, toilet paper, that is a drugstore purchase for me. Walgreens right now has some of the lowest prices in town. No rewards needed, just heading in and shopping their sales with their mobile app and their digital coupons. But those are some of the cheaper deals that you'll get for those paper products. If we're talking paper plates, not a lot of deals on paper plates, but if it helps, I am a paper plate fanatic. I actually, for some reason, have a stack of them sitting next to me. I think they're left over from dinner yesterday. But this is how my world stays afloat, just keeping it real. Because 5 kids and running a website and homeschooling, I would drown if it wasn't for paper plates. It's probably a few other things that keep me afloat too, but this one really does. With a big family. So we live on paper plates, and I don't know if you recognize this guy, but this is Up and Up. So I have fully mapped out every paper plate available and the store's prices. Target Up and Up 90 count plates are the cheapest per plate price that you will find anywhere. And so I regularly grab these. They will let you buy 10 of them in a shipped order together. I will put 10 of them in a box, get my 5% off with my Target Red Card, and have them delivered to the house for free. Now, I say regularly. That will last us quite a bit, but that is the cheapest place to buy paper plates. So maybe that will help some other mother with your sanity, but it definitely is. When we talk about needs versus things that are not important, these are important. It just depends on who you are. But for me, these are important. So hopefully that helps somebody else too. I don't know. Have I used GetUpside for the other offers besides gas? I have not used them for the other offers, Christine. I've noticed it a few times, but I honestly only tend to open it at a gas station, and I don't tend to look at it. So I'll try to get in there and look at their other offers tonight and go digging to see what it is. But I will. But so far for me, it's just been gas. And that gasoline app, again, Julie, is GetUpside. So just so you can see it all, and Wendy spelled it out too. That's what you're going to look for. Sylvia, I'm glad I'm not the only person. Paper plates are important in lots of worlds, and they keep mine afloat for sure. Okay, I want to keep going down my list. I'm almost out of our normal time, but I did have a few other things. So, one last one. As we talk necessities and ways to cut out things that aren't important. Single serve items. I'd mentioned, just individual portions, but there's another one in there too. As we talk single serve, so that's going to be like your Oscar Mayer snack packs, your Lunchables, your yogurts, individual yogurts. They do sell yogurts in those 32-ounce containers, and those go on sale. They are cheaper than individual yogurts. I know that there's not as much variety and flavor, but it is a significant savings over buying individual yogurt. So if yogurt is regularly on your list, I encourage you to just look at the 32 ounces, watch for their sales, grabbing vanilla, basic flavor, letting your kids add something into it. Jelly is great. It's pretty much the same thing that they're adding into it for fruit flavors. Chocolate chips. I even have a kiddo who likes to add in peanut butter, but peanut butter makes her world go round. Whatever. Vanilla is still delicious too for most of them. So the basic vanilla, if you grab the large containers of plain, your kiddos may not love it for yogurt, but it is wonderful for sour cream. So if you're ever looking for a deal on sour cream, could be grabbing the big container of plain yogurt. You can also use it for baking, but they're not really going to sit down and want to eat plain yogurt. Definitely not kids anyway. but that is a significant savings too. So yogurt for me in the single serve, it's pretty rare that we will grab it. We saw Chobani Flips on sale this past week, and I did splurge and get a couple. But typically for us, not only do they take up a lot of room in the fridge for a big family, but those big containers, they last longer and they're a better price. So thinking that mindset though, with the other things that you're grabbing, if something comes in an individual container, but I could grab it in a big container, I'm not saying that you always want to look at bulk. Bulk's not actually always the deal. But in this situation, it's not quite bulk. It's more that I've taken it out of single serve and I've put it into a multi-serve capacity. That is usually going to be a better option if it's on sale. So just so you're kind of thinking that way. Maybe that's even going down to, I'm not buying the individual containers of soda. If you love soda, which is rare for us to grab that too, but you actually go the 2 liter. Now I know 2 liters go flat and that's a whole nother issue, but price per ounce, it's another example that's right there with yogurt where it's significantly cheaper than it is to grab those individual bottles. The smaller that can is getting, the more expensive that can is getting. So just even on sale, just so you're kind of considering that. But so we're staying away from some of those. Oh, great comment. Kathy's saying you could add in dry Jell-O to plain yogurt, and that will make it taste magically better and have a flavor. And yes, Emily, I do agree. Individual yogurt helps with portion control. So, and if that's where you need to be, one thing that helps us with portion control, with the kids anyway, is that we actually still have all of our kids using those little IKEA bowls. I mean, we bought them when our twins were probably 2. And they're still around. So those little plastic IKEA bowls, which are really tiny already, but that's keeping them much more contained with the massive amount of yogurts that they might want to put in their bowl. They can't. Their bowl won't hold it all. So maybe it's the bowl that you pick. We also kind of do that for our ice creams at night. The ice cream that's hidden under the broccoli that doesn't exist. Just in case anyone's upstairs still awake. But we have those 1 cup prep bowls. They're little glass prep bowls. I don't know where they came from. We've had them for years, but we don't use them for prepping any meals. We use them for ice cream. So they are little tiny bowls versus like a big cereal bowl. It's healthier. You got your little taste of ice cream that you wanted, but you just had a little tiny bit of it. So maybe that's a way that you could do it too. We're not grabbing the big bowls for anything. We're grabbing the prep bowls that are 1 cup prep bowls. If you don't have any, you can probably find some on Amazon for a couple bucks. They're not that expensive. I saw someone ask, and I should have memorized this by now, what my code is for GetUpside. It's my name. I remember that. I can never remember the numbers. So it's Jenny 8792. And you will enter that before when you first set up your account with GetUpside, before you do your first fill up. So Jenny 8792, and you will get 15 cents off of your first fill up per gallon. So if you get like 30 gallons, you get 15 cents off of every gallon on top of whatever that station was offering. So it's pretty sweet. And Parrish, great tip too. I like all of y'all's plain yogurt tips. Put honey in your plain yogurt. That one would make it delicious, very sweet. Where my kids would be quick to turn it away, but without the honey, I have a feeling they would absolutely love it. And Natalie, when's a good time to buy a new couch? So Natalie, that is a 3-day weekend sale as well. So Veterans Day is great. Typically, the rule of thumb is a patriotic holiday. So Veterans Day, July 4th, Memorial Day. Those are your big ones, and we see great sales on them. This time of year is also great too because they know a lot of folks do want that new couch before they have family over for the holidays. So we actually see some larger markdowns around Veterans Day than we do for July 4th and Memorial Day. So if you're wanting to, you're really almost there. Another week or so, and they'll start those sales a few days early because they're going to try to milk the holiday for all it's worth. Veterans Day is November 11th, in case you're not completely, sure of what day is what. That's a Thursday. but the sales will run all weekend around that Thursday for those sales. Okay, guys, we hit a lot of ways to save and kind of a chunk of what I had on my list for you. So we're going to go ahead and call it for the night. If you've got other questions, feel free to send me an email, jenny@southernsavers.com, or a Facebook message. I'll be glad to try to help. I'll also be back on tomorrow at 2 for our drugstores. We've got new month-long deals in Walgreens and a whole new ad. They've also changed some rules on pickup orders, so we're going to try to hit all of that. Beauty club's changing in CVS, so it might just be a good one to plug into, even if you don't normally grab the drugstore video and watch it. It might be a good one this week with some changes going on in both stores. So tomorrow at 2, or you can always watch after the fact. They will be saved on both Facebook and on YouTube. So thanks for joining me tonight, guys. If I don't see you tomorrow, I hope you have a great week, and I will talk to you guys again soon.